Just bring the mind into focus, especially bring it to the body and full awareness of where you are, and just bring the mind here at this time. Take a deep breath, slowly, and breathing out slowly. Well, let's go ahead and set our motivation for being here today. And again, make that clear distinction of the reason why you are here. And we're working on the true perception of honesty, why you are here. And make clear of that in the mind. So let's turn our pages to just quickly take refuge. On page 1, I'll recite one of it twice in Tibetan and then one in English. Sangye Shodam Soki Shobnamla Jungchu Badu Dagni Kyab Suchi Luji Jinsoi Gipe Zonamgi Drola Penche Sangye Drobar Shoy Sangye Shodam Soki Shobnamla Jungchu Badu Dagni Kyab Suchi Ji Jinsoi Gipe Zonamgi Drola Penche Sangye Dropar Shoy. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my practice of giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness, be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering, never be separated from happiness that is free from sorrow, and rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. Reverently, I prostrate with my body, speech and mind, and present clouds of every type of offering, actually and mentally imagined. I confess all my destructive actions accumulated since beginningless time, and rejoice in the virtues of all holy and ordinary beings. Please remain until cyclic existence ends, and turn the wheel of Dharma for sentient beings. I dedicate all the virtues of myself and others to the great awakening. With his crown, anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, four lands, sun and the moon, imagined as a Buddha land and offered to you. May all beings enjoy this pure land. The objects of my attachments, aversion and ignorance, friends, enemies and strangers, my body, wealth and enjoyments, I offer these without any sense of loss. Please accept them with pleasure and inspire me and others to be free from the three poisonous attitudes. Ilam Guru palakam niyatayami. Okay, all right. So, just a brief overview of what we're doing and what we're trying to accomplish, right? And wish, because this group is quite, we practically have, I would say, if you were not here last time, we have started with the 8 verses of mind training, right? Is everybody here last time? So this is our second verse. Agree? Yeah? Okay, so has anyone actually have at least remembered to practice or apply the verse 1 last week? And I'd like to just check on everybody, how they're doing. And maybe this is the point where I'd like you now to interact with the practice. Because there's really no point for me, to keep feeding you with information to where at some stage it would just be like a sound that comes from one wall to the next and nothing really manifest. So for everybody being here, I'd like this group to have, it's our first year coming up, and it's my first year in Pushin, okay? And I'd like to know if this is really something that you are benefiting from, not just because I'm here in front and you're there. So maybe sometimes we can reverse. I probably will be there and you here. It would look funny, right? But no, it should be like that, okay? Because this morning, I woke up and I said, wow, I was trying to think, how is everybody doing? Because what we're doing here is pretty intense. It's like a program. And you don't even probably know what you're signing up with, or like, are you here? Do you want to come to this vehicle? What vehicle? Because this is a path. I'd like to really wake you up, or not at all. Otherwise, I don't wish to waste your time. Because I'm sure you have other more important things to do. Right? Yeah. So, it is quite, look, the Buddha Dharma, it's not just like a print. Look at how much printed down on the wall downstairs we have. Has anybody read any of that? It's like
some. Yeah.
Some.
Yeah.
Maybe we start with the title. And I said, oh yeah, I'll read that later. 5 years later, it is still there. So, what I'd like now, because you basically have understood or have gathered some fundamentals. You understand why you became a Buddhist, right? Because if you don't know that yet, why you became a Buddhist. What's the difference between your practice and the other people that practices faith and spiritual journey? You need to clarify this. Are you convicted, Are you drawn into what is this life is all about for you? Or you need to somehow, as I've said, as much as I wish to, what you're doing is very difficult. Paying attention to the Dharma is very difficult. But if you're awake from time to time and you're liking what you're hearing and it's striking you, maybe you want to open your eyes a little bit more and put more effort to it, because it's so worth it. It is so worth it. Because again, this is how many months are we on rolling right now? You basically have you probably have more understanding now of what this is all about practice, about Buddha's teachings, and about your life. Buddha's teaching is not just for us to just come and listen. So, I'd like now to have an interaction. I'd like us to debate sometimes. Because when we exchange our minds and views, it will help us, cut some pricks, But I'd like everybody to be open, and you are being open. As much as I wish to challenge you, I'd like you also to challenge me, so that our practice becomes stronger. Okay? To the point that, we will really become a real Sangha. You know what Sangha means, right? Without the Sangha, you cannot have the 3 jewels. Sangha is not only a monastic part, okay? When people engage, when you have 5 precepts and you engage into the path, you are the Sangha. You're responsible for each other's, growth and progress to the practice. This is very important. But again, I feel like I may bring all the academics here giving you philosophy, and I'm actually even tempted, I said next year we begin to do psychology. We begin the Abhidharma Kosha. But then are you ready for that? You probably like the word consciousness. The 12 interdependent links, how our mind and how our rebirth cycles from the beginning to the end and come back again. And why is this tied into emptiness? Now, it's pretty intense, but it is once you really have the joy to even want to learn that, rejoice, because that is special. So, before going to the second verse, because it's quite exciting, right? You got the first verse. This is a mind training. This is a serious one. In building what? Cultivating what? the real meaning of altruistic intention. Meaning, if you don't wish for any goodness and love for others, you should not be a Mahayana practitioner. We're clear about that, right? This is very hard. This is why Mahayana vehicle is profound. Because it requires what? It requires a high discipline, meaning discipline of body, mind, and speech. This is the lower vehicle. Before you even get to the second step, you have to have these qualities. That's why they say, oh, Mahayana, oh, I love the philosophy of Mahayana. Yeah, you just like it. But it's hard to really cultivate it. So this training that we're doing here, you understand first the fundamentals, the law of karma, the law of impermanence, the preciousness of our birth, of our human rebirth, of all 16 qualities, right? And then the nature of samsara. If you don't understand these four, you cannot advance to even cultivate love and compassion. Right? So, I don't, because I'm still trying to figure out, how are we going to learn together, all right? It depends on how you react. Because this is going to be just like a class, which you can take, You can go to Berzin, you can go to FPMT website, then you're going to learn all this. So, is everybody, at least are we growing a little? Or bringing into consciousness about ourselves? Our reactions, our attitudes, our behavior as followers of the teachings of the Buddha. Are we okay? Or, you wish something else that we could facilitate, as a group. Yeah? Because sometimes I'm intense. I'm probably just talking and you're practically already asleep. Or, you just want to go home.
Sifu, are you feeling that we are less interactive?
No, well, I want to know whether you're learning, or is it because you're just bound here, because I'm here, what, I'd like to support that Sifu because it would be really bad if nobody comes.
No.
Okay? Because you know what? Let's not work like that. Again, remember, our practice is honesty. Even without you here, I will teach anyways because of the ghost and nagas. Okay? There are someone out there, right? But why is this important? Because you are human being. Okay? These are the qualities that can become Buddha in this lifetime. I'm sorry, my faith and my belief is just so strong, because this degenerate time, I'd like to say that over and over. Do not waste this time. You have no idea how much this time would help you a huge lot. They said I don't know, you've heard this before. That did you know that even a moment of conscious awareness about your mind, especially your behavior and attitude, a moment that you say, oh my goodness, this is really non-virtue I'm doing. For you to realize that is huge compared to the time of Buddha. Because the time of the Buddha, okay, everyone are all practicing. You know, it's very common. It's very easy to practice the Dharma. You know, they don't go to work, you know. It is all Dharma, it is all teachings, you know. Being virtue, and most of those people that about close to the Dharma and to the Buddha, they're all enlightened. But this time, it is difficult to even uphold a vow. That's why it's so potent when you realize that you are doing something negative and you wish to change it. So, and I'm so sorry that, you know, sometimes, you know, maybe because we are so used to this kind of teaching, you know, one teacher's or somebody's in front and all the way for 1 hour, you know, one person's only talking. But I'm sure you have many questions in your mind. So my turn to say, how are you doing? Are you liking? Are you making sense of what you are learning and being shared here every Sunday? Because, you know, I'm not a Buddha. I don't know what's in your mind, and I wish to accomplish your wishes. I am here subject to your wish, and may I only be of benefit to you. You know? So, it's this you probably will never have to taste any this kind of, you know, of closeness to each other, and, you know, we talk about things. Usually it's gathered by many people. Even when you go on retreat. You go on retreat, you're technically on your own. You don't even have time to talk to the master. Because guess what? There's no talking. So this, if we study and practice the 8 verses of mind training, this is basically like your retreat. The only difference is you're going home. And you're having enough and good sleep. You can watch television. Earn a little bit of money. But yet are still on mind retreat. This is what I'm trying to do here. I am not changing what and how, you know. It is the same idea, but I am molding it to our life. We are not at the Buddha's time. We are not in the monastery. Okay, I am not in the monastery, but yet we have the ability to practice this. Actually, it is more profound if you do it, because guess what? Remember on the first verse? Who do you need to practice with? With others. If you are in a full retreat, who are you going to practice with? Just yourself. That's why it's a little bit difficult, but yet the more difficult it is more potent. So, what do you think?
Yes.
I'd like an interaction here. I've never had any questions before. I think you're just waiting for the end of the time. And you say, okay, come on, first, I'm going to go home now. We're going to, if more questions, like Hien, don't ask any more questions. We have 5 minutes left.
Sorry, I'm guilty.
And this is what, it's okay. It's okay. All right? But I'd like somehow for you to take home something. You know?
But what I would like to, just a suggestion that just crossed my mind. Suppose because it has to be at the comfort of the individuals as well. That sometimes maybe we will be good if we can bring one of our experience, a real life experience,
like and we'll
and
talk
then
about
open it up. And that person must be comfortable, not present it like a question, but open that out.
Right.
And then we can individually, because we are all from different walks of life.
Absolutely.
And we put in our
and this
our views or angle.
Did you know that in the monastery, okay, we have in the Tibetan, okay, I don't know what the Chinese Mahayana does, but we have lojong twice a month. Sojong. Sorry, yes, sojong. Sojong is twice a month, and it's a gathering of all monastics, okay? And we basically, this is worse, you're going to expose your negative deeds in 15 days. So it's like I know it's different because it's like, but at the same time it's difficulty. That's why I did something negative. It's like it's a type of purification, but it's basically confession, and it's in front of everyone. So this is less than that, but it's almost like that in the monastic world. They call it sojong, twice a month. That open like confess that I have a little bit of greediness, and you confess that in front of your teacher and the rest of everyone. So, but we're not going to do that, okay? This is not sojong, okay? But it is almost like that, because then you're going to discuss something, right? Well, does everybody agree with that?
I have a problem
Oh.
of something like that, because I realize that this is very in-depth practice.
It
To
is.
put myself in it, it's going to open up a can of worms. Everything's going to show up. I can share it with our son. I trust everybody, but I have trouble with that.
Because of the recording.
Oh, okay, it's all right. Okay, we can
Fair
always,
enough.
that can be removed
I
now.
have to be very honest, because I can only...
Okay, let's go ahead and turn that off now.
Only if we are doing that, but
No.
if you are doing the academic
Because we just started the mind training verse number 1, okay?
I don't know, this is just my personal feeling. I don't know how others feel about it.
But, okay,
I have to be honest with myself.
sure, that's fine. And because we are taping it, but, okay, wait until you get to verse 4, you'll be fine. Because then, your mistakes can be shared to others, and I'm telling you, others can see it that way. Then you said, you can benefit more others, because you see what I'm saying? But I understand. We can go ahead and turn this off today.
It is not you who is talking.
No, I think I